here early. Sometimes it's good to be early. But our show starts at a specific time. You should remember that. Let's get started then, shall we?
Dylan, I don't give a what you think about a co-host and freshen up my show.
It might not be flashy, but sometimes you just gotta toss another person to make a statement.
My show's about the people's podcast. Everyone has a voice. I don't need a co-host. Go listen to one of the other 5,000 shows with a co-host because they don't have a mouth like the big guy.
Opie, are you a career killer with Tim Sabian, yourself, and many others?
Be myself. Never had real issues with those people. They just understood that I was a different bird. The rest of them, though, I'm like, oh, shut up. I'm paying your salary because the ratings are so good, so shut up.
Live from somewhere, it's
Dylan.
Good whatever to you, whenever you are watching this episode of Chatting With. Today, my guest is Tooke. Good morning, Tooke. How's it going?
Oh, I'm very happy to be here, Dylan. We're looking forward to this. So, yay. Awesome.
You do have some very intense eyes to you, and there aren't any eye control, so that's what it's going to be the entire time of Tooke's intense eyes.
Sorry, this guy's got a giant head. He keeps getting my shot. They weren't intentionally googly, but they are googly. That's how they came out when the person made me. So
the big puppet rush, or I don't know what to call it. After Tooke made his first appearance, we got Tooke. I enjoy Tooke's conspiracy theories with Tooke.
Yes, Tooke is great with that stuff. He's very stupid and very misinformed. So it's always fun. And of course,
the absolute best sign-off in all of the internet, I believe. Okay, we're going to start the stream now. And abrupt cut.
Right, everybody yelling at him. No. We've been doing this an hour already. Tooke. No. No, we're gone. Yeah. Always fun. Jim was having some tech issues, so he hasn't done one of those in a while, but hopefully we get back to those soon. I really have fun with those. So
I definitely had fun with those too. Got to go over to Rumble now to check out what Jib is doing.
Yes.
He has made a stance because YouTube has been a little bit of a jerk with some of our friends. So Cut of the Jib has said Rumble exclusive, especially with the content movies with 2K. That has always been a Rumble exclusive. You can't do that over here on YouTube.
No, not at all. What we'll do is we'll do like a pre-show on YouTube just to sort of drag people over from YouTube to Rumble. And then the movies are fun. We kind of do like we do it two ways. I of course pick a movie, and then we alternate. We have the wheel of movie pickedness, where we let like some of the guys in the show and some of our regular watchers, put movies on the wheel. We spin it, and then everyone complains when it lands on. So because it's not their movie, but it's still fun.
I am happy that you allow guests to pick a movie. Maniac Cop 3 will be coming up, I believe, on the 20th with me, which I've been wanting to see the entire thing since I saw it with no sound at a bar years ago.
The great Robert Zadar, of course.
As the titular Maniac Cop. Maniac Cop 1 and 2, I have no idea about, but that's the one I saw with no sound. Also, what was the space vampires? Life Force.
Yes, I have that one. That's on my list, actually, on my personal list of movies to watch. I love that movie.
Fucking love Life Force. You have a pre-Picard Patrick Stewart talking with a little girl's voice. It's such an odd scene.
It really is.
In which the aliens take over him. Unlike when I saw the Mummy, the Tom Cruise Mummy, come out a few years back, and after watching it a little bit, I'm like, they're stealing this from Life Force, this whole plot.
Yeah, the one super hot alien vampire who turns everyone else into these creepy zombie vampires. For some reason, she's naked the entire movie. I'm not complaining, mind you, but she's just walking around naked the entire time. Okay, let's go with this. Let's go with this premise. This works.
That is something I missed out on of watching it on FearNet. I'm pretty sure they censored out the nudity. I was very happy to see they chose her. Sometimes you cast someone based on boobs, and I believe she was one of them.
Oh, for sure. I wonder how did they edit that out? Did they just zoom in on her head the whole movie? Or did they blur her out? Because she really is naked. That's about in every scene.
Yeah, I think it's zooming in very close.
Mhm.
That's how they got around because yeah, she's just a naked woman on screen. Species. That's one I'd be curious to see on a cable edit as well because that was Boobies the movie.
Oh yeah. Natasha Henstridge, basically naked the entire freaking. It was Natasha Henstridge, right? I'm not crazy. I think that's what it was. I believe
But
it
there
was.
is movies you're starting to watch. You mentioned there's a Skinamax theater I was actually unaware around about with Tooke.
Yeah, it's Jib does a show now on Saturday nights at 10 o'clock called Skinamax Theater, where we kind of just like those old Skinamax 3M movies where it's weird special effects, terrible dialogue, awful acting, and great tits. So it's you kind of trade one for the other. There's a lot of boobies, a lot of, like I said, a lot of tongue-in-cheek stuff. Like this week, we're watching a movie called Cleavage Field, which I believe is a parody, of course, of Cloverfield. And it's been hit and miss because you don't really know what you're getting into until you put the movie on. And sometimes it's a funny movie with a bunch of boobs in it, and sometimes it's genuinely softcore porn. You're like, oh shit, that's not what we want to pick out here. But we're in. Once we're in, we're in.
You gotta. Are you familiar with the film Papadopoulos?
Mm.
There was someone under Roger Corman. I get my Cormans mixed up. Harvey Korman was the actor. Yeah, Roger Corman, the producer, B movie aficionado who made a lot of movies for a very little amount of money. And one of his proteges ended up getting into that soft core porn type of movie,
Nice.
which is a Breastwick. I believe they were following while he filmed.
That's funny. We watched. Oh, sorry, good.
It was over a single weekend that he shot this movie, and he makes them so fucking cheap. After one airing on Cinemax, they've made their money back.
Absolutely. There's one we watched a couple weeks ago that's called The Bear Wench Project, which has several of my favorite all-time big fake booby chicks in it. Larissa McComas, Nikki Fritz, who I found out during the movie are both dead now. I'm like, no, I want to stay at their boobs, so I'm thinking about them dead.
But they are fake boobs, so those
Yes.
are still alive and intact.
And I believe our best episodes up to date, we did Playmate of the Apes with the great Misty Monday. I don't know if you're aware of Misty Monday. She did a ton of those weird parody movies. She did Lord of the G-Strings, which we also watched. Playmate of the Apes. Playmate of the Apes was amazing because I think they could afford one full gorilla costume, and everyone else was just in gorilla masks and gloves with like fully with clothes on.
So there's one that's you're supposed to see up front, and everyone, if we were on the old CRT TVs, you wouldn't be able to tell how awful they were.
There was one pink ape who was clearly homosexual. Just so ridiculous. But that night we actually had Uncle Jack was on with us, and so was Corn Dip, and we were just we were laughing like little kids at that point. It was so stupid, and Elvis, of course, had this horrible things to say about what was going on. So.
You're actually reminding me of the old Spice Channel movies. On my cable system, we were not able to get hardcore pornography, but I didn't know the difference when I was like 12 years old, ordering off of the Spice Channel of like, there's boobies, and I wasn't missing out on that penetration, which was missing on the Spice Channel movies. Now, of course, and it made me wonder, are they filming like two different versions of this porno where they're because the blowjob scenes would be over the underwear.
Right.
So that's something they have to film special. They can't shoot around it, as we were talking about with Life Force. They couldn't just shoot, and it's done on video. Like film is high quality. You can keep zooming into that and not notice. You zoom into video and you fucking notice there's something up.
Absolutely. And the movie we watched last week was I had to tell Jim, I said, Jim, you got to run the cast past me before we pick these movies because it was an all porn star cast. So it was something about bikini pirates. And let me just say, when we say bikini pirates, there was one bikini, two pirates, no boat, and no ocean. It was in a cabin in the woods somewhere. Like, why even make this about pirates? There's nothing to do with pirates.
Ghost pirates, maybe? I remember that on a South Park episode. You get some ghost pirates, you don't need to spend the money to go out on the ocean.
Right. So had we made too many cowboy movies with a lot of tits in it? Did we have to go to pirates? But yeah, I said, listen, please run it, because when you see an all porn star cast, it's basically just going to be softcore porn with like a mild plot behind it and a couple of terrible jokes. So we had to.
I was disappointed to see some of the B movies starting to get porn stars in. They can't act. There's a reason why they're porn stars and didn't make it over to any other type of movies.
I think Evan Stone is the one guy that they get those movies that can actually act, like portray a comedic character. Everyone else is just like, yeah, pirate, yeah.
I don't know if the dropping loads guy can actually act, but that one line is a fantastic comedic line.
He does have a niche. The Nick Manning. But it was
Nick Manning, that was his name.
Yeah. Yes, when he was working with girls that were new, he had to terrify them. Like they didn't know
that was like their hazing process of Nick Manning.
The introduction to Nick Manning, just dropping loads. Jesus.
Oh yeah.
That was his shooting ropes. Actually, now that I think about it, that was his little catchphrase.
And Peter North, his catchphrase was never shooting ropes. That was our buddy Richard Christie. I love when Peter North shoots ropes. Yeah.
Indeed. I remember Peter North was selling some before the old VHS porn movies. You would get those commercials that would pop up in that for the various websites and crap. And he had something called Peter North's Secret, and it was just supplement you could take to shoot ropes. I believe it was just like some kind of like concentrated asparagus or some other such vegetable that he took himself to sort of.
That's unfortunate. To shoot ropes, you got to make your cum taste awful.
I don't know if it was asparagus. I'm just throwing it back. I know it was some vegetable that he had to throw out, put in his system in a powdered compressed form. So he just did put into another pill and slapped his name on the bottle. Said, "Oh, this is my secret." The blowing a load all over Tara Patrick, or whatever the fuck else he's doing. Tara Part, whatever.
So we've got the Skinamax movies on Saturday nights. Does Rumble allow the knockers to be shown there?
Oh yeah. There's so much. I mean, you can't show full. We've pushed the limits a little bit. There was especially Uncle Jack had me on the show. He had me on for a surprise, but with the booby stuff, so far we did have a couple ones we moved. We didn't get any kind of strike for it. We had it removed. So Jib will put it on his locals, which is like their version of Patreon. Yeah, so so they exist, but just in case, we'll put them back. But then Jack pulled out a movie. I'm going to try to say this. If you look up 1992 sci-fi movie, a really horrible name for a movie comes up.
I know exactly what you're talking about. We cannot say that word
not even close.
On this show. I do believe it was Sal Governale's favorite Western, that boss fellow. I believe it used the same wording there. I haven't seen that movie.
Yeah.
But it's fun that you can just Google that in. They know exactly what you're talking about.
Exactly. So I was on Uncle Jack's show, and he decided to do a Rumble show. I'm like, oh God, Uncle Jack on Rumble. This is going to be cuddling. Know this is going to happen. And he goes, I got a surprise for you. That popped up. And I'm like, all right, this is going to be fun or the end of me ever doing anything ever again. But let's go with this. And thankfully the movie's only like 45 minutes long. So, but it was just...
And that's all it needs to be. I've been complaining about a long movie violation when I review it. Like tomorrow with Spurg Snake, we're checking out some Tales from the Crypt. 30 minutes in and out is all you need for a lot of horror stories, especially something with a twist. M. Night Shyamalan ruined his career by continuing to do, at least in my opinion, the feature-length movies with a twist. You get in and out in 30 minutes. It's not so bad, but you gotta sit in here like, he always does a twist. What's it gonna fucking be for 2 hours? No way.
That's why I thought the original Planet of the Apes, I'm not like a huge fan of it because they gave it to Rod Serling and he turned it into a 2.5 hour Twilight Zone episode. At the end, it's the Statue of Liberty. It was Earth all along. It's like, ding, 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 ding. No, it's a Twilight Zone ending. This isn't the book. What are you doing?
I can't hear the ending. You blew it up, damn you, without getting to the Simpsons musical. It was Earth all along. I guess you finally made a monkey out of me.
And of course, you Dr. Zayas, Dr. Zayas, Dr. Zayas, Dr. Zayas, Dr. Zayas.
I actually knew that song before the Amadeus song that they were parodying. It was
That's
like
awesome.
years later that I stumbled across Amadeus. Oh, Dr. Zayas.
Wait a second. Hold the phone. Like, it's like I believe in the book. I read the book back in high school. Like it's not Earth. It's never Earth. It's an entirely different planet the entire time. They're never on Earth. They go to another planet and it's run by monkeys or apes or whatever. But
The Rod Serling, another great example of things done. Those are good episodes at 30 minutes. There was one season in which the network demanded an hour of Twilight Zone. Those stink.
yeah, they're pretty bad. Let's try to drag. You say half an hour is fine. You don't need to drag it out to proportions. And I'm like, oh, now I have to get to know these people. I don't want to know these people. Just get to the twist. Let's go.
Give me the knockers and give me the twist. That's all. I'm once again referring to Tales from the Crypt with the knockers and the twist. Over on YouTube, there are some channels that have the full uncut episodes with boobies and everything. So I don't know how they're slipping by YouTube with those.
Have you ever seen a show called it was called Masters of Horror? I think it was a Canadian horror anthology.
Haven't seen that one.
Okay, so it has tons and tons of boobies in it. Like it's a lot of nudity. Like Kari Wara was naked when I loved Kari Wara in the 90s. Oh dear God, I would have murdered so many people to get the Kari Wara back in the 90s. But so they did. So they had one episode, and it was this girl. It was this girl with a monster face. Like she had like a messed up face, and like a cop rescues her from some guy about to kill her, and he brings her home. And of course, like they can't talk. She just makes these weird grunty noises. But she gets naked, and from the neck down, she's a goddess. So at that point, you have to make the decision: am I going to beat off to this? Because she has a monster face, but the neck down. Holy! Now they did a nice job of hiding her face for large portions of the scene, long enough to launch one before the scene. There are several where she has sex with the guy, with the cop. I think it was the guy from Wings. I can't remember the guy's name, but there are a lot of episodes like that.
Michael Hayden Church guy.
The guy who kind of looked, the guy kind of looked like Patrick Swayze a little bit.
Yeah,
that's the one.
I call him the sideways guy. I'm pretty sure Sandman, Michael Hayden Church.
Gotcha. Yeah. So there's a couple of scenes like she goes down on him in the car, and I'm thinking, well, this is the one thing you wouldn't do with her, because her face looks like a train wreck. It's like maybe that's not the thing you do, but you watch it like, but again, from the neck down, I can't remember the name of the episode. It's just the name of the episode is just a girl's name. But if you find it, Jesus Christ, that girl is sweet, Mark. And she eats the house cat. She eats the neighbor. she may or may not murder the wife and kid. It's all, but he's forgiving it because, again, she's from the neck down, goddess.
But she's still a woman. She will still blow a guy that she's into.
Yeah. And of course, he takes her to the woods. He realizes he has to get rid of her because she's down, killing people in the town. And of course, as he's about to take her out, some other guy takes him out, and the whole process starts all over again. They're like, now she's seen
Tales from the Dark Side. That actually they did a movie version. It was originally a TV show, and then the movie Tales from the Dark Side was the unofficial Creepshow 3 because all of the same people were involved in that.
You get a lot of crossover with that stuff. It's like, oh, this looks very familiar because it's the same guys doing the other show. Yeah.
You got to get Tom Savini. You get Tom Savini for the first one, and then just get some guy for the next one. It's going to be shitty. Like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. They didn't bring the Henson Company in. Everything looks like garbage.
Right. Focused bunch of foam rubber guys whose mouths barely move. Speaking of which, sorry, I'm moving. Sorry. I'm animated, damn it, I swear.
You are a better looking puppet than the one from the Angry Video Game Nerd movie. That is, that is when you, instead of working within your limitations, just like, oh, it's a B movie, so it's allowed to look like shit. When you start off from a jump off point of it's okay that it looks like shit, nope. We're trying to make it look good. James
it's a visual medium. It's a visual medium. It's supposed to look good. Everything else comes secondly.
Which is why all those horror movies bring in those random boobies. That was something as a teenager and a pervert in the late '90s with Scream and those. I'm like, where's my boobies? There's usually boobies in this.
Yeah.
Friday the 13th Part 5. My favorite one, because the best pair of tits. I think it might have been only one pair of breasts, but they got like a double D lady to take off her top for Friday the 13th 5.
That's always and I think those movies. It's like as you got later on, they just said, "And we don't need boobs anymore." I'm like, "The fuck you don't? What do you mean you don't need boobies anymore? You understand why we're here?" There was a
Boner
movie called
comedies in the 80s had so many tits. And then you get to the 90s. American Pie is one I think of. You had Shannon and Elizabeth and her extended scene topless. But Tara Reid, like when I was watching that movie, I was like, "Wait, you built us up to see Tara Reid topless. How dare you?"
Yes. Yeah, don't tease us, damn it. Let's go. We're going to see what's going to happen here. But yeah, there was a movie called Death Stalker. So it was a sword and sorcery kind of a Conan sort of rip-off movie. And when Nimrod, the person currently violating me with his arm, was like to say 11, 12, his little brother wanted to see the Smurf movie. And his mother wanted to take and he goes like, "Well, I don't want to see the Smurf movie. I hate the fucking Smurfs. I don't want to watch the Smurfs." So his mother took him and his friend Scott to the movie theater, and she went, "Okay, you guys can go see this sword fighting movie, and I'll take your little brother to go watch the Smurfs." And we sat down, and there was titties from beginning to end. These two 11-year-olds like, "Oh, this is amazing. It's the best movie ever." Yeah, yes, and the movie was dog shit. It was oh god, what the hell was her name? She was an ex-playmate, Bonnie something or Bobby something. God damn it, I couldn't think of it. She was a star of it. She was topless the whole time. And
I like Red Letter Media that they pop up. There was one they watched where the playmate quit halfway through, and they just had to shoot around, not having their big booby lady lead star in it.
That's brilliant. Just keep recycling the boobs the whole rest of the movie.
Put the towel over her head, make up some reason. You work around your limitations as long as you got those beautiful knockers in a few of the shots. Then we got the knockers. We've got a movie. We can keep going. Damn it!
And then years later, the sequel came out, Death Stalker 2, which of course went straight to cable, starring this woman named Monique Gabrielle, who was again just Jesus H Christ, that woman. Holy hell. And she plays two parts. She plays good princess and evil clone princess. And evil clone princess is, of course, a raging whore. So just seducing people and taking your clothes off for 2 seconds. And so that scene got rewound and played slow many times.
That's why I remember Death Stalker. Thank you, Spurg Snake. Red Letter Media. There apparently have been a shitload of Death Stalker sequels, and they keep going up on the Wheel of the Worst. That's what. Oh, it was that terrible actress in the second one. But if you stink at acting, but we'll get naked for a fight scene, so they're jiggly boobies. You're in.
Yeah, everyone do yourselves a favor. Look up Monique Gabrielle or Gabrielle with an E at the end. That's Jesus. Oh my God.
Terrible at acting, wonderful at jumping around topless.
Absolutely. Yeah, she popped up. She was in another movie called Evil Tunes. Evil was a possessed cartoon was killing a bunch of girls in a house overnight. Evil Tunes. It's a brilliant one.
Kind of like Cool World. Cool World attempting to be a sexier Roger Rabbit. I remember very little of that movie. I guess because it didn't set off the young boner alarm as much as I would have hoped based on the advertising.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you thought, oh, this is gonna be at least gonna be one cartoon boob in here. Something like who framed Roger Rabbit? You knew you weren't going to see Jessica Rabbit naked. It was obviously very clear. But
they
Cool
snuck
World,
in one frame when she gets thrown from Benny the Cab. They snuck in one frame of her spread eagle.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. Yes, yeah, another freeze frame moment.
I love those perverts. They snuck in one frame of porno in the Rescuers VHS too.
Someone with a clear agenda. It's just like I really, really, really don't like who I'm working for. We just put one frame of porn in here.
I love how it gets by the censors sometimes. Rocco's Modern Life is the one I always think of for the choky chicken for the place that they went for season 1. And then after, it might have been 2 seasons, eventually Nickelodeon figured out, no, you can't go to the choky chicken. This has been on our network for many hours. No more of this.
I think this has another connotation. Does it matter? Oh, fuck. They look it up online like, oh, it means jerking off. Shit.
They were able to sneak in hell in a sign. Heifer went to heck in an episode, but every once in a while they were able to sneak in a background hell, which the censors didn't catch.
Hmm. Yeah. I think that's why I guess when you talk about the movies on Rumble and stuff, it's so much more fun to do the stuff unedited. You know, we were watching what the heck, we were watching Fright Night this Sunday, and it's funny. Are there boobs in this movie? I'm like, no, there's not any boobs in the movie. I'm sorry. And then one scene, the vampire guy's about to kill a prostitute, and the top comes off, and I'm like, fuck! I've seen this movie like 20 times on regular TV. That's why I didn't remember there were boobs in the freaking movie. It was literally a short
The
bit of
same
boobs.
thing with National Lampoon's Vacation. A friend of mine didn't realize that you see Beverly D'Angelo in the shower because always caught it on cable, and it's such a random boob shot. One boob shot in the entire movie of a psycho parody in the Vacation movies. Christy Brinkley, they really built that one up and teased you in Vacation, but nope, just Beverly D'Angelo in the beginning.
Beverly D'Angelo's not bad, don't get me wrong, but you're really hoping for Christy Brinkley in that movie. You're like, come on.
Yeah, Beverly D'Angelo, absolutely gorgeous, nice pair of cans.
Yes,
but they built up the Christy Brinkley nudity to really get us. Oh, I was ready.
but wait, what do you mean end credits? What the hell?
We're never seeing her again. What's going on? Are you going to give us a deleted scene here over the credits of her boobs? Come on.
Do you remember European Vacation?
Yes. European Vacation seemed like a bunch of loosely related sketches rather than a movie to me.
Right, exactly. But I think I don't know if it was a stunt ass or whether it was her again, but she does get naked in the shower kind of thing in that too. And in the movie he films it and it becomes like next thing he does, he sees it on like in porn stars, his wife on a videotape.
Yeah, his camera gets stolen by a local, and then it's just everywhere. There's an ad for it. The American wife. Don't look.
Yeah, I can't remember whether she just showed butt in that one.
In that one too. It's kind of appropriate. Right before I went on air, there was someone making a comment that my videos are eerily, what was the word? Lewd, eerily lewd. So I don't believe that commenter is going to enjoy this episode either.
I've used the term gentleman pervert multiple times since the initial forming of it. So thank you for that. So. It's like, listen, I know I'm a pervert, but I'm very gentlemanly. I'm not remotely dangerous. It's like, you know.
The gentleman pervert. We're looking for that lost Charlie Chaplin movie. Well, not movie. It was a Charlie Chaplin short, The Gentleman Pervert. We're gonna uncover that one of these days.
He opens the door for a lady that stares at her ass as she walks by. You know,
There's a really funny scene of him with a mirror on his shoe that I really hope that one gets discovered at some point soon.
Every once in a while, you're on a subway and you're standing by the stairs and you're not meaning to look up a skirt, but you just suddenly look up like, oh, I shouldn't be standing here. I'm going to get arrested. Let me just go over here. It's like the stairs are right behind you. And you see a board, you're waiting for the train. You kind of do this for a second, like, oh, there's a pair of panties. All right, let me go somewhere else before I get beat up for this. You get the occasional surprise upskirt that you're not really looking for, but there it is.
And with those googly eyes, it is quite obvious when you're getting a gander.
Yeah, exactly. Binocular vision. Like the $6 million man, like zoom in. You see that
I would like one day to get a double date. We talked about it, I believe, with Bouncy Clown.
Yes.
She does the same strategy that you do of not really being able to throw her voice as experienced ventriloquists do, but just moving the puppet's mouth. That would be a fun 2K Nimrod double date.
That would be enjoyable, I think. Yeah. I've actually had people, like there's some female friends who I know who also podcast, like, oh, I'm going to be in New York. You want to meet up for lunch? Can you bring the puppet? Oh, fun. Yes, of course I'll bring the puppet. Stuff in the backpack. Me in the backpack. Yeah.
Can't bring the puppet, lunch. Can't bring the coffin to the coffee shop. Puppet coffin.
Drag it. One of those like unfolding hand trucks. You put it on there. Drag it behind you. He's determined to bring me to a strip club at some point just to see how the people react.
But you can't film in a strip club. I was going to
No,
say
I
I can't
know.
wait to see the video. They don't. That it would have to be a special private event to
Mhm.
be able to film 2K at a strip club.
Maybe in the private area, you can give the girl, you give the girl a few extra bucks. You might just film this for content. I mean, I'll blow your face out or whatever the hell it is. Because 2K gets a lap dance. You know?
Of all the weird OnlyFans stuff, I am still surprised we haven't stumbled upon the puppet OnlyFans yet.
Yeah, only puppets needs to be a thing, I would think.
Untapped market. I've been talking about it probably for a year now. I'm surprised no one's stolen my idea and actually done something with this unique concept
Yeah.
in adult entertainment.
If there's plushies out there, there's got to be people that are turned on by puppets, I would imagine. Although I do get a lot of sexual overtures, but and again, mostly from guys, which is a little disturbing. But it's gotten a little creepy. The amount of people who seem to want to have sex with me. It's like,
And you
don't
don't
even
even
stop.
have the proper throat for that.
No.
I've been thinking about specially designed puppets, and it's the the deep throated type of puppet. You could give it a little bit of a chomp back and forth, but not the proper.
Yeah, I would
type
have
of
to. I would
blow.
have to sideways it. Here we go. We got this going on. It's the best I could do. Sorry, guys. It's funny. I was talking about this the other night. This was never supposed to be a thing. This is if those of you who are thinking about getting a puppet, I encourage you to have fun with it. They are not cheap. They are not cheap. FYI. Like this ball of fluff that you're looking at costs like $200, and that was actually cheap compared to what you try to find on Etsy or get a custom puppet made. And the only reason I exist is because of Wendy, and I see Wendy in the chat because Wendy used to like to have Tookie on, and Tookie would do a show here and there. But Tookie has a family. Tookie has a business or job, and he has shows he does. He can't go on Wendy's show all the time. And Wendy would call him and message him and email him every day asking him to go on. So at that point, Nimrod was on Wendy's show a lot as a panelist. So I was like, what if I can go get a puppet made? And it kind of looks a bit like Tookie, and we can make him French with a little beret and mustache and stuff. And then we'll go, we'll go hang out with. And so this came in, and suddenly people were like, hey, you want to come on my show? I'm like, sure. Hey, you want to be a regular part of this show? Okay. And next thing you know, I'm working a 8 to 10 hour job and then podcasting 3 to 4 hours every night, and now I'm dying.
At first, I didn't realize you weren't another personality of Casey Day. I first saw 2K pop up on the Hack Ride channel. I was like, oh, this is another variant from Casey Day before I realized, oh, this is a Nimrod creation.
Yeah, I was on Hack Ride's channel a few times. You're doing with the first time he had me on, it was actually very funny because he rearranged my answers to make me out to be a kid toucher. It's like no, I'm not. So so then we actually had to do I held a press conference addressing the accusations. So it was fun.
If you're going to be a pervert, it's proper for it to be a Frenchman pervert in the footsteps of Pepe Le Pew.
My argument was I'm technically not even a year old yet. So if anything, those kids harmed me. So.
It's only kids touching kids. It's all good.
Yeah, you lose a few Cheerios. What's the harm? Everything's fine.
I do like the voice change, very much like the first season of The Simpsons. There was a voice to 2K that changed after a little bit. Let's not do this all the time. We can have fun with this with a little bit of variation of the original voice.
Yeah, it was very deep. It was much deeper and much more. I hit the French accent a lot harder. It was like hello, Wendy, I'm very happy to see you. And I realized that if I did that for more than 10 minutes, like Nimrod's voice was going to be gone. So now that there's a secondary character named Spooky that we will do, which we discovered by accident, which basically means whenever if it's dark out and you shut the lights off and it's just the screen, I look super fucking creepy. So it's like you can't do it now because the sun's out, but like you get like it's like imagine like it's dark out, it's like
yeah, pretty much just seeing that little bit of the face. Good. You need to spend an extra $200 on Spooky.
Exactly. So the Spooky is some type of nether god who is determined to rule the universe and the world, make everyone worship him, and basically just screams into the camera with the old voice, like, "Yes, I am Spooky. You would worship me." There's a lot of that. Yeah, so
the old voice does fit more for Spooky. I agree.
Yes, I think so. That's fun. Yeah. But again, even like I did that for 10 minutes on Wendy's, but she loves that. So I did it on Wendy's show for like 10 minutes. And at the end, I'm like, oh God, that hurts. That's a 3-minute bit at most. At most. You cannot do 10 minutes of spooky. Not a good idea.
Glad to see Wendy in the stream. I did stop by for a stream of Wendy's. She has the strategy of having a shitload of YouTube channels and never knowing which one she's going to go live on. So try canceling Wendy YouTube. There are so many accounts that she's got.
Exactly. Well, this channel's gone. Well, I got 17 more, but mister, they're all here waiting for you.
Are you a Stern fan or Opie and Anthony fan when you were younger?
I was a fan of both. I kind of lost track when they went to satellite because when satellite first came out, the equipment was insane. You had to replace your car radio. You had to like have I got either it was really, and this was before everyone had a smartphone, so you had to get a smartphone to get a separate device that played this. I kind of lost track of everybody when they went to satellite. But before that, I was a huge fan of both.
So the 90s with the Jackie puppet, those were some fun times of Billy West, one of the premier voice talents.
Everyone's Jackie impression became Billy's impression of Jackie.
That's how I learned to do the Jackie laughs. There's a YouTube clip of here's all the Jackie laughs we have on the board. Billy, can you do them? And I never unlocked how to do specifically like the guffaw, the Jackie the Joke Man, Krusty the Clown guffaw.
Yeah, everyone does the high pitch.
Having Billy West to help unlock that.
Yeah, Billy was amazing with voices. The old Marge shot thing he used to do was hilarious. So
doing
super
that
racist
during the LA riots in Los Angeles.
God, yeah, he was
the little bit of trivia I loved hearing of the Marge Shot character from the History of Howard Stern is it wasn't an impression of her. It was an impression of Jane Curtin in a TV movie of the week doing a terrible Bostonian accent that he applied to his Marge Shot.
And of course, his Larry Fine was insanely dead. Larry Fine at Woodstock is still one of the greatest bits he ever did.
Hey, nobody dropped the brown acid.
It's like, what was it? Janis Joplin. I wouldn't fuck her with Shemp Stick. It's my favorite line of that whole thing.
I haven't been a fan of the return of puppets to Stern, though. Whenever I see some clips, I think they're just too professional. They look too nice. There was something ugly and gritty about the Gary puppet and the Jackie puppet, whereas the new batch of puppets that he has, they look like Captain Jen E, who's been on TikTok around the clock. She does the karaoke with puppets. They look too much, like those. They don't look as stylized and fun as the 90s ones.
Yeah. They're, like I said, the old ones kind of had the exaggerated features. You obviously get Gary's giant teeth and Jackie's insanely drunken smile.
And the inflatable belly. The Jackie puppet had a belly that you could pump up.
I forgot that it had the inflatable belly. Yeah. And of course, Fred would do Gary's voice, which is always great. Again, Fred's impression of Gary became like the impression to do. Hello, Bolf. I'll get for you, Bolf.
Don't worry, Bolf. I won't do it again.
Bedabbler does an actual Gary Delabate impression, like his voice, not like the stylized. Like he actually does like Gary. I'm like no one who's ever thought to do actual Gary's voice. It was
He's
astounding
a talented voice guy.
He really is.
Every voice that he tries to do, his Aaron, his Ray DeVito, they are so damn good.
It's like, man, he has quite the range with his voices. So yeah. It's funny. I actually talked to Bedabbler before I ever did this. I was like, listen, I'm going to do this thing. I want to, make sure it's cool with you. He's everything I wanted to do. I ran past because I do try to be respectful. Like I went on with Helga and Lisa a couple weeks ago and pretended to be Tooke the entire time. And I was on twice. Once just with Helga and once with Helga and Lisa. And in the 3 hours I was on the show, they never knew I wasn't Tooke. And it's not like I changed my voice. I was talking like I'm talking now. But I wanted to run it past Bedabbler because I was like, I listen, I don't want to shit on what you're doing. I'm going to be pretending to be you. I just want to make sure it's cool. And he was like, yeah, I don't care. Do whatever you want. Everything's fine. I'm like, all right, awesome. Thank you. So that was fun. Helga and Lisa are a hoot. But I realized the key to tricking them was to just ask them questions and let them talk about themselves for 95% of the time. That worked out great.
And they absolutely can do that. When I was a guest on there, at some point, Lisa had enough of the shit. Once Lisa's been on for 30 minutes, she's had enough of everyone's shit. She's ready to go.
Yeah, and when she hits that hour, she's done. She's walking out. She's like, it's been an hour. Like literally mid-sentence, we're talking. She's like, it's been an hour, time to go. And JJ was like, we're kind of having a conversation. Oh, no, it's time to go. It's in the show. It's in the show. Like, all right, Lisa, we'll go. Like when I was on with just Helga, it was 2 hours we were on. And like we learned some stuff about Helga. Oh boy, Jesus! I asked her. I said, she was talking about how her mom, when he was a boy, dressed her as a girl for like the first 9 years of his life. And I'm like, Helga, you think that may have had anything to do with your current situation? Maybe, possibly, that could have affected the way you think about yourself and the world around you. She's like, oh yeah, of course. I'm like, okay, so I mean, the whole born this way. I'm not going to get into that argument, but this is why it's like the psychological aspect of it. I was like, this may have contributed, Helga, to your current situation.
It may have been, the nurture. It may have been more than the nature of you ending up this way, judging by that fact.
Yeah, exactly. And I think I asked her, whether she had ever considered getting the bottom surgery done. And she's like, oh, yeah, I'm talking to my doctor about it. I'm like, whoa. You're 78, Helga. Maybe that's not the time. Maybe you've made it this far. Let's just continue the rest of life. You've managed to take handle. You have a boyfriend. You have a show. Maybe not mess with everything down there at 78. So.
And to all trans women, you got to remember, Jim Norton will not be interested in you if you get the bottom surgery.
Not even a little bit. Norton wants he wants a little bit of that pecker sucking. It's impossible, I think, to do a show where like not at some point go into Chipperson. Especially when someone like throws out like an awful joke, you just gotta hit them with the Chipperson. Yeah.
That was a crutch that I was like, all right, there is a moratorium on Chipperson and Uncle Paul, because it does. If you were a fan of Norton, those are such easy crutches to fall into.
Absolutely. Yes. I can't look. I see Zia online, and I can't think of Zia without hearing Chipperson talk. Yeah, it's just yelling at her for talking to other guys and how she's not in love with him. Zia's she's quite the eyeful. Say that like, oh, Zia's on.
Hey now.
Yes, people complain about fake boobs. I do not. What is it? They really finished. She was a cute girl. That really finished off the overall image with that when she put those two in.
And sometimes the cartoonish implants work well for a lady. I'm having. Why can't I think of some of my favorite porn stars who have them right now? But some they absolutely work on the way overdone.
There was a girl named Danielle Derrick from years ago. Was this tiny little skinny thing who just kept getting her boobs bigger and bigger and bigger, and it got to the point of like it was like the Flintstones car. When like we just put the big side of beef on it, it would tip over. I kept thinking like at some point she's gonna tip over. It has to happen.
Once she gets to G cups, that's when just gravity is gonna take over.
I think there was one girl on Opie and Anthony once, one of those like atypical giant boob chicks with Ginny Guns or Luscious Mountains or something like that, one of those fucking names. And she said her boyfriend had to cut a hole in the mattress so she could lay down and like face down and keep her boobs in the hole in the mattress that she slept. Like you've committed too far at that point. It's like like, okay, I gotta make sure you're just going to the mattress store. Like you have one with a giant titty hole in it that I could possibly purchase.
At that point, she has to sleep on her stomach as well. If she sleeps on her back, she's going to suffocate in the middle of the night. Or maybe just the weight of those titties is going to collapse her chest. You're on mute, Tooke.
Sorry, I had to cough. I didn't want to put it on mute for a second. But I imagine her walking down the street with like a wheelbarrow at some point, just pushing her titties down. Remember that episode of South Park where he blows his balls up to get the marijuana card? I just envision that.
What's ridiculous about it? Those giant balls.
Yeah, they're all bouncing on their balls down the street.
Oh, the bouncy ball theme is fucking hilarious.
Yes.
The artistic choice to give some guys like hairless balls, some very hairy balls, that really made me laugh as well.
It was like dun, 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 dun. So Sandy bouncing down the street. Brilliant. Yeah.
That was
Inflated body
when
parts, always funny.
Colorado was medically legal, and yeah, the weird loopholes that you have to go around for the medically legal. I do love in the states that you can't buy THC. You can buy THCA, which is not THC until you burn it, and then it's THC. So
Huh.
just a ridiculous loophole.
That's because like technicality.
Yeah, I'm happy that loophole exists.
People keep thinking I'm a giant ball of weed. I genuinely think some stoner's gonna try to light me on fire one day. I'm really afraid of fire. I am highly flammable. I can't go anywhere near a flame. But yeah, I kind of look like I could be rolled into a giant rolling paper and perhaps consumed.
Death by stoner. Got a little too close
Yes.
to the bong.
No, not the bong. No. But I feel like I'm the only person in this entire universe that isn't like either doing gummies or marijuana or something. And I'll be on the show and everyone's like just getting lit up, and I'm like, well, fuck, I want to try this. I should try this. Everyone else seems to be having a good time. Why am I not having a good time? But
Well, you did choose right because us who have been doing it for decades do have some bitch tits on us. I'm gonna have to get the chest surgery, so that's. I did go several months, but I am a pothead at heart. I love it more than the booze. When I go out to breweries, it's mostly just to hang out, but I need to buy your wares, so give me a beer.
right, you're there anyway. You know.
Whereas if there was a pot bar around, I would be going because I love getting high.
Yeah, I have no idea which states are legal at this point, and what the laws are in each state, and whether you need a card to get it, whether you can just buy it over the counter. I know it's like all the tobacco shops, like in New York, have like they're all selling this stuff, whether they're supposed to or not. They're all selling. Every once in a while, you'll see some store get closed down for a week for selling stuff they're not supposed to sell. But it's kind of like it's not harming anybody. Just do it. But it is impossible to keep track of the laws unless you're genuinely going online where you are and going, okay, what's this? What's this? What's this? What's this? And
I did find it funny how many illegal pot shops there were when I was in Los Angeles. There were some that didn't go through the proper legal channels and would just be gone one day when they started cracking down on those ones that didn't legally stock their shelves with legal weed.
I always like think of all the crap that my friends went through when I was a kid to get weed, and now it's just like, oh, just walk into a store, boom, here's some money. What? Do what now?
That is one of the things that is calling me back to Los Angeles, of just being able to go to the corner store. Where I grew up in Maryland, they legalized it, so was happy to stock up last time I was there and bring it back here to somewhere.
Yeah, you have a guy in an Uber showing up, bringing you your weed order. It's a different world.
Yeah, that's something that I found so silly out there in L.A. Was the weed delivered right to your door. That's definitely a thing. I imagine Maryland's gotten in on that. I didn't see any of my buddies who were taking care of the weed in 30 minutes or fuck, we're just high. That's actually a promotion that blows my mind. Get your pizza in 30 minutes or it's free. That is super fast fucking pizza. Can't believe that was a thing for a while.
Well, now, like I said, I think given where I live, there's a pizzeria every 17 feet. So getting your pizza quick's not been a big deal here. But yeah, I remember like the old promos back. Oh, yeah, just out there half an hour, it's free. And like you'd be sitting there, you see people just sitting like looking at their watch, like 29:27, and out, and the bell would ring like a son of a bitch. Beep me,
That was
beep me
actually how
again.
Norm lost his job at the beginning of Dirty Work. Oh, come on, I need this job. I'm
Yeah,
very
I miss
disappointed
Norm.
Norm Macdonald, both of his movies bombed at the box office. He didn't get another shot after Screwed and Dirty Work.
There was a movie that Artie did called Beer League, which
I remember that one.
I
Yeah,
thought that movie
listening
was
to
hilarious.
Sirius during those times, he was talking all about Beer League.
Yeah, and Nimrod used to play Sunday morning softball. And if you were a Sunday morning softball player anywhere in the tri-state area, that movie could not have been more accurate. I mean, there was always the one douchebag team that had full baseball uniforms, where everyone else was playing in t-shirts and shorts. There was the one team that had the 90-year-old pitcher that would just sit there and duck for his life every time a ball was hit up the middle. And I'm watching, like Artie clearly played summer Sundays softball. He clearly did, because it could not have been more accurate. And of course, Keisha as pitching machine was the highlight of the whole movie. The porn star Keisha, she's
yes, the bachelor party.
Yeah, the bachelor party. Her name was pitching machine, because she would fire ping pong balls out of her vagina, and then Artie would swing at it with a wiffle ball bat. It's a brilliant scene.
Artie had some great stories about bachelor parties in general. He talked about this one. It was when Howard Flowers. They had two professional announcers on. Ralph Howard was there for a long time. Howard Flowers didn't last long. And Artie was talking about a bachelor party in which you would try to shit on the hooker's face, and she would blow in your asshole to stop you from shitting. And Howard Flowers was just absolutely horrified at this.
Oh my God. Well, I mean, people are into different. I've been to some wacky bachelor parties. I have not been to one where anyone tried to shit on the stripper's face. We had one where a guy almost died we had a party bus. He almost died in the bus. Like, he passed out. He threw up. And we cleaned him up and put him in the back of the bus and said, "All right, we're going in now. We're back in a couple of hours." Just left him back there. I barely knew the guy, so it wasn't that big a deal in the long run. But for other people, I would imagine it would have been sad if we came back to the bus and the guy was gray and lying face down on the ground. But yeah, it's a bachelor party. We're here to have fun. I had a friend whose future wife told him, "Listen, you can't, you go to bachelor party, go have dinner, have fun with your friends, but no strippers." And then we're at the steakhouse, and I'm like, dude, you realize this isn't for you, right? You see all your married friends over here? This is for them. This is their excuse to go out and have a fun night and go, well, it's a bachelor party. What do you want us to do? So what we did was, I finally talked him into it. There was a bar across the street that had a mechanical bull. So we went to the bar for like a half hour. We all got on the mechanical. We all took a shit ton of pictures. Look how much fun we're having. We're being crazy on the mechanical bull. And then we went to the strip club for the next 3 hours after that. And then posted all the pictures, all the mechanical bull pictures on Facebook. Like, oh, look at the great time we had. Oh, what a lovely evening. Who needs strippers? Who needs strippers for a bachelor party? You can have fun in other ways. And everyone bought it, thankfully. Unless they're listening right now.
There was a popular non-stripper related bachelor party activity back in the day, the midget tossing. That was Beetlejuice's first appearance. Yes. And at some point, they made it illegal to toss a midget. It was really fun. I don't think we had that in Maryland, but it was fun hearing those stories of a guy showing up with a filthy mattress and two midgets who you just fucking chuck. Yeah,
in a harness. They would have them in some kind of harness. Like, you got to get a two-handed grip. If you try to throw a midget one-handed, you're going to hurt yourself. And that's just common sense. But two hands, sure. You can kind of do like
a human, not a bowling ball.
Well, you kind of do like a hammer throw thing where you get a bit of a spin and then launch the midget. But yeah. I always wanted to do that and never got to. No.
Like a shot put will give him a concussion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like if we go bowling, there's that one lunatic who would throw the bowling ball halfway down the aisle. That guy would be a perfect dwarf tosser.
Thanks for stopping in, Ingwe. Damn it, I have such a problem with your last name. Malmenstein. He's asking if you've had a brain injury. I suppose it's your eyes going each way. That does make it look like there's been some brain damage.
Yes. Well, Tooke and I are closely related, and of course we're very good friends, sort of. But no traumatic brain injury yet. There's always time. But yeah, it's mostly head fit. The good thing about having a head filled with stuffing is that you really take a blow to the head and not really have it hurt you too much. So thank you for your inquiry, though.
I like a blow to the crotch.
Fuck yeah. Very flexible.
Avoid Chipperson.
You could do the old porn star thing. Look, I can just touch the tip. I can just touch the tip. The Ron Jeremy would say you could do that.
When asked about that, someone was like, "So is it flexibility, or are you just big?" A little of both. So you need that flexibility, and you need a certain amount of length.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it helps. Especially he's was a bit of a pudgy gentleman, so to be able to get all the way down to that had to be it definitely needs to be some length there.
There was a Saturday Night Live sketch with Will Ferrell doing yoga where this is it. This is the whole reason I've been doing yoga. Leave me alone now.
Wasn't it always like the thing, like supposedly you had to remove your 2 bottom ribs in order to be able to do that to yourself? That made it easier.
That was the rumor with Marilyn Manson back in the day.
Yes.
It was that he took out his 2 bottom ribs so he could do it.
I'm sorry, water. But well, Marilyn Manson, he's another one that like he got older. It's like, what the fuck happened to this guy? He looks like he melted. He got fat and melted at the same time. Not sure how that happened.
Too much fat in him. He was that fat didn't show up as just fat, just saggy fat.
Yes, he's got all jowly and stuff. And I mean, listen, I give him credit. He got the bang Jenna Jameson, which was my which if I had died in the 90s would have been my dying wish. But more power to him. But he went bad. It's holy crap.
I remember Jenna Jameson and what was it, Tito Ortiz going out. They both seemed to go
they got married.
Crazy together.
They were actually. Yeah, that was when she started doing the plastic surgery and really kind of going crazy when she was messing up her face. Yeah, but she was gorgeous for years. And then
that's what I picture in my mind is that post-plastic surgery Jenna Jameson. That sticks with me more than the original gorgeous Jenna Jameson. Is that gotta fix it and don't fix it.
Private Parts Jenna Jameson was stunning. It's like holy crap when she was in Private Parts with Howard. I was like I mean, first I was aware of her before that. But I'm like, oh look, it's Jenna. Oh my god, that's amazing. But yeah, she went. I actually saw her. I saw her live, so to speak. I guess a couple times when she used to do the feature dancer performers. And I remember she went on stage. Went out for my birthday. I think I guess was in his 20s at that point. And he and his friend were just staying on stage watching. She came out in this racing outfit, like this black and yellow checkered racing outfit. And she came out and simultaneously this both went, oh my fucking god! This woman was astoundingly hot.
I think the yellow racing outfit is what Houston showed up to for the Houston 500.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes. It's funny how, as Stern fans, we kind of have a decent knowledge of the gangbang record in history, where Houston took it from Jasmine St. Clair. There was, I remember a girl named Candy Apples. Actually, she might have been going for the oldest gangbang. No, that might have been Crystal Clear. Classic Sirius interview where she hated Artie so much that he left the room and then called in as a different person and she fell for it.
There's nothing sexy about those videos. It's like an assembly line. It's a bunch of dudes with their schlongs in their hand just waiting to bust on the same. I was like, oh, this is disgusting. What's going on here?
It's all about the degradation. If you're not about the degradation, if you're about the degradation, there's something hot about it. If you're not, just there are dozens, hundreds of guys just smacking their dick behind the other one, ready for their turn.
Are you done? Are you done? I want to get in there. Are you done? It's terrible. And I remember I think my favorite thing was when Houston came on the show and that kid wanted to take her to the prom. And she ended up
Houston. That's right. Yeah. I think I remember him coming back, and she gave him some. He seemed like to immediately mature from a boy to a man after going out with Houston.
They were sort of dating for a little bit. Like the mom was not thrilled, but because I guess Houston, probably I would imagine had a traumatic childhood, never had a prom, and here was this young man who took her to the prom and treated her like a princess, and then she probably did him right in the limo, and apparently they were seeing each other for a little bit after that. I remember the kid's mom was like, I'm not really happy about this. My son's dating a porn star that's like 15 years older than him. I'm not a big fan of this.
But I can understand why he was a fan. And Houston, as she ages, I'm sure, young boys are still into me. This isn't a young man who is paid because like that. They are definitely hyper aware of their looks. Every little inch of them is up. I saw a stand-up comic well, I'd say an open mic stand-up comic, and she was also a porn star that was very self-conscious of the mole on her butthole.
Oh, was it Tabitha Stevens who kept bleaching her butthole? That the one? She was on Howard a bunch. She was another one who was a very cute, and then went batshit crazy with the facial plastic surgery to the point where she looked like an action figure. It was like,
Then you have some that got out of the industry. Jenna Hayes, I haven't seen in forever. Gage came back really quick and then left again. If you're in that industry, at some point they're going to say we've had enough of you fucking. What do I do? Let's fuck this face up and make it. Well, they don't mean to fuck their face up, but yeah, they fuck it up.
Mm-hmm. I saw Gage, another one. She was doing a live feature thing, and me and a few of my friends went and we're hanging out at the bar. And she does this smart thing where this is years ago, where she have like a jar, and she put the jar between her legs, and you ball up $1 and throw it and try to get it in the jar. And like she was like in a kneeling position, and if you got in the jar, she would give you like one of her DVDs. She had like a big pile of DVDs, so we get a DVD for her face. So of course, let's give this a shot. So he throws one nowhere near. And he goes, all right, I got this. He balls up $1 really, really tight, like this, as tight as he can get it into a ball. And he's like, all right, I got this line there. And she's looking at him she's looking at him right in the eyes. And he wings it and hits her right between the eyes. like right in the bridge of the nose. And he was like, oh, fuck. Oh, God. Oh, and to her credit, she started laughing and she was, she really got a giggle out of it. But he was like, oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. I just blinded a porn star, not in a fun way. It's like, oh, no.
Yeah. She's used to getting it in the eye every once in a while, but usually with some liquid.
Exactly. And she's getting paid a lot more than $1. So.
I don't think I've ever seen a porn. Actually, I take that back. I have seen some porn stars in real life. In Burbank, there was a karaoke bar that had a porn industry night. Mm-hmm. And I did go out on a date with a porn star. It was just a few months before my horror phase. It kind of, my mind was like, this is fucking weird. She didn't tell me Lucky Star was attempting to be, met her as a background actor. Mm-hmm. And it was on my way to the date of like, I asked her when I saw her, were you on Two Broke Girls recently? I feel like I know you. And like she knew when someone is that damn sure that they're familiar with her. She knew. Mm-hmm. And yeah, she didn't find my thalidomide baby joke all that funny. I recall that.
It's amazing how sometimes when you make, possible 10 baby jokes, the chicks aren't into those. But I keep telling them. The 90s were big though for like featured dancers, like the locals. Like again, living in New York, there were a lot of clubs right in the area, and you'd have like the heyday of like Wicked and Vivid, and all those girls would show up and do like feature stuff. So we'd occasionally go up. It was remember Alicia Class from the Seymour Butts movies? She was like his main girl. He was like,
she was drawing a blank on that one.
She was very, very pretty girl. Was straight to the butthole all the time. She was the girlfriend of Seymour Butts, like the guy who actually made the movies. So he would film stuff and they do stuff together, but he also filmed with a bunch, doing stuff with other guys. Super cute, super. So she was doing a thing. And a friend of mine was a huge fan of her. So I was like, all right, well let's go. So I was supposed to meet him there. He never shows up. He texts me. He's like, oh, dude, I'm sorry. This had such and such and such happen. So. She was signing these posters, these big giant posters of her from some magazine cover with her legs spread and her asshole wide open. It's ridiculous. So she was walking. She got off stage. And I called her. I said, "Listen, my friend is a huge fan of yours. Can I buy a poster and like have you sign it for me?" She came over. She sat down with her. She gave me the poster for free. She signed it for the guy. The guy framed it and put it on his living room wall right above the sofa. It's like you were never getting laid ever. You know that, right? No woman's ever coming over here, looking at that and going and saying everything other than bye and walking out the door again.
I would put that on the inside of my closet door. That's something I want to hang up, and I can open up my closet and hello, beautiful butthole.
Yeah. But I had mine like for years before I said, what am I going to do with this? I know it's autographed and everything, but unless she murders 17 people, this is not going to be worth anything. What do I have this? But she was a total sweetheart.
I did get a stripper once who then a couple months later saw a report that her boyfriend killed her and stole all of the cash money that she had going around. So sad story, but I saw the boobies of a dead chick. We.
That is weird finding out finding a girl that you may or may not have banged is dead. Like, wait a second.
Yeah, to my knowledge, they're all still living.
Mm.
Haley Page is one that I felt a little bit weird about. Of like,
Mm.
oh, she's been dead this entire time that I've been whacking it to her. Well, I'm gonna keep going.
Jason Bartox did a bit a few weeks back where he was just going over a list of like dead porn stars and popping up the pictures, and I'm like, she's dead, she's dead. Oh my god, she's dead. It's like with wrestlers, it's sitting with wrestlers. Every once in a while, you get a list of dead wrestlers. Like, I didn't know that guy died. Oh my god, it's the same kind of purely. It's the similar death rate in each industry.
For different reasons. They don't have the enlarged steroid heart there with the strippers. They have the clogged veins with drugs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, massive heroin overdose tends to be the.
Well, with Haley Page, it was a crazy boyfriend. That does. I was hoping to get in as a loser boyfriend to a stripper recently, but I wasn't enough of a loser. She sniffed me right out.
You have a job. Get away from me.
Get rid of that minimally paying job. Stay home all day, and then you can be with me.
Weird. Let me know when you're fresh out of rehab, then we can talk. Those are usually, the losers that end up going out with these girls, sitting on a sofa playing with a dog while they're doing a gangbang. It's terrible.
I remember that with J.D. Harmeyer's porn star girlfriend. Was it Kimberly Kane, who didn't want him seeing anyone else? But it's like, kind of want this relationship to be open since your job is taking miles of cock.
Exactly.
I would. I'm not a porn star myself. I'm a want it to be open.
But I'm acting. Okay, well, I'm acting like I'm banging these chicks. And it's really just practice in case I ever enter your career. Can we just call it that then? I mean, you would think she would at least bring a chick home for him. All right, let's split the difference. Bring a girl home. We can share her. One of your work friends. At least
I
we
think
can touch
Ashley
something.
Blue might have done that. She was into J.D. Harmeyer. He might have been intelligent. She does seem like a very crazy person. And I did love her because she did all types of filthy, dirty. The star of Girlvert, Ashley
Oh
Blue.
God! Yeah, actually, I do remember the title. There were a lot of those, I believe.
Oh, like 20 Girlvert movies. And once they introduced, oh, fuck, what's that really old man's name? He kind of had an Uncle Paul look to him. It was like this, now Girlvert is complete with the psychosexual lead and this man that looks just like Uncle Paul. Dirty Harry. That's
okay.
his name. Dirty Harry is a filthy looking old man.
Yeah. And like, and back in the '90s, like they were 2000s, like there were like 3,000 girls doing porn and like 8 guys. It was the same dudes in every movie, and then all these different girls would pop up. It's like, oh, this guy again. I feel like I know him now. I met Taylor Patrick. I was like, great.
There was a thing of where they said, men, it's harder to get in. You might have to work your way in through the gay porn. And I'm out. I'm not working my way up if I have to start with guy on guy. I'm not going to do this.
Yeah, it's like, I really want to get into this industry, but not that bad. I think I'm going to pass on this opportunity. Thank you, sir.
It pays like garbage, but I get to bang all the ladies I was already jerking off to. Sounds like a deal.
Granted, with 47 guys watching, and the director yelling at you to change position, but still, it's still banging. It's still a hot chick. But I met Tara Patrick once at one of those things, and she she was dating. I don't even know what Evan Seinfeld is.
Yes, Evan Seinfeld was on Oz.
Yes,
that's right. He was married to Tara Patrick.
He was married to Tara Patrick. So there was like, so there's a couple of people like I would always do like the autograph Polaroid thing. I always thought that was fun just to have the picture. So I was waiting to talk to get the picture, and he's there. I'm like, hey, you do good work. He had ended up doing some movies with her too. I'm like, you do good work, sir. You should be proud of yourself. And he just laughed and shook his head.
He started getting excited. Oh, you like my band Biohazard? No.
Yeah. Like Bio what? No, I was talking about that movie you did with her and 100 different Asian chicks. What the hell that was called? I forgot what it was called. It was the house of something. It was like Tara Patrick's house of something. I don't know what the hell it was called, but it was her like a whole bunch of other Asian porn stars.
I remember when the presidential Stormy Daniel thing was happening. Just a quip I had was really, I'm more of a Joanna Angel guy myself. And it's funny how many people were offended by like, ew, gross, that love me daddy type of look. Like, no, the tattooed girls. Yeah, it is probably a cry for help of love me daddy, but I can fill in.
The early Joanna Angel, she's still a good looking woman, but early Joanna Angel, she was gorgeous. You're like, holy crap, this girl's really pretty. Had that whole that dark goth thing going on. That's
Entrepreneur
really
too. She started up Burning Angel to help get in the other very tattooed, very pierced. What was it? Janine Lindenmuller. I remember being
Janine was huge.
I don't want to do porn anymore. I'm going to cover my body with tattoos so they won't hire me. No, you're the first in the niche that isn't being met, you silly lady.
Right. Have you heard of MILF porn and tattoo porn? Well, you can combine both now. Congratulations.
And the GILF porn, that is an up and coming. It's some of the funniest clips to me are the age gap pornos. Those are, I get such laughs out of those. Blue pill men getting a very young Latina and you seeing the regret on her face as it goes on.
It's amazing. It's Luigi was mentioning in the chat about Savannah's appearance on Howard. She was on Howard a bunch of times, wasn't she?
Yeah, I remember there was a Savannah Stern as well. I was thinking that was the Savannah that was on it. Savannah Sampson.
Well, Savannah from Scores was Savannah Sampson.
Okay. And then there was another Savannah from the 80s that was underaged.
Yes.
I forget her last name. But
I think she just went by Savannah. I think that she was with she was dating Slash from Guns N' Roses for a long time. And
she showed up on an episode of Tales from the Crypt too. She made a few legit. Once she was of age, she was actually doing legit acting.
Right. Well, like Tracy Lords, like she had done a whole bunch of stuff pre 18, and then she became 18 and quit porn. It's like,
I think that's who I'm thinking of. I'm getting a Savannah and my Tracy Lords mixed up. Yeah. Okay. Tracy Lord I saw an episode of Tales from the Crypt of her getting chopped up by her husband.
She did a bunch of mainstream stuff. Like once, like she was, out of that industry. Great. Some of it was like, 3 a.m. titty movies. But she did a couple like the Johnny Depp movie where he was like the rockabilly singer. How was it? Ricky Lake was in it too. I can't think of the name of the movie right now. But yeah,
the only movie I can remember Ricky Lake in was Hairspray. He was all big in that, and then slimmed down for a TV show.
Yeah, Yingwei says she was in an episode of she was in Tommy Knockers. Yeah, fucking yeah, she got the big Tommy Knockers. That's right. Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Nice going, Stephen King. You got those Tommy Knockers out for us. I think that was a TV movie in the 90s. There were a whole shitload of Stephen King TV movies that my mom absolutely loved. I think The Stand was like it took up the entire 6 hours of a VHS.
Yeah, and it was like for The Stand was multiple, like 6 or 7 episodes, and they did for that thing. Like they only did it. It felt like they did a miniseries, but it was only 2 nights. It was like two hour episodes that they did for it. And those are great though. Yeah, some of the TV ones are actually pretty decent. Some not so much. What was the one? Was Tommy Knockers the one with the giant Pac-Man things eating the universe?
I think that was the Tommy Knockers with the airplane.
Yes.
And then I think that was the Tommy Knockers.
That was so goofy. Like, what is happening?
The Tommy Knockers weren't Chris Farley's naked chest in Tommy Boy. That was a horror movie. The Tommy Knockers.
Yeah, so that stuff
the
Mist translate.
Then I have no idea what the fuck Tommy Knockers was. If it was in the Mist.
Well, the Tommy Knockers became the Mist. Is that what he's saying?
I thought there was a Tommy Knockers movie and turned out to be a spaceship.
Okay.
Okay, we're getting our
stuff mixed up then.
Stephen King. Stephen King, some fun cameos in his movies.
Langoliers. Sorry, Langoliers was the one with the giant Pac-Man things eating the universe. Thank you, Yingwei.
Ingwe and Luigi. Thank you for the Langoliers. The Stephen King cameos in his movies over in Creepshow. He had the whole sketch of the meteor shit, the comedic one. honey, I believe this machine just called me an asshole in Maximum Overdrive, the only one he ever directed. He was like, I can direct these movies. I think it was especially The Shining. He was like, I hate what you did. I'll do it myself. And then he was like, I can't do this myself. I'm never going to do this again.
He actually famously called Maximum Overdrive a moron movie. I think it's a moron. And I'm like, what the? I like that movie. What are you talking? And that's actually on our wheel of movie pick of this upcoming. It has not been hit yet, but that's on our wheel. So looking forward to that one too. But yeah, that's a great one. I mean, the movie is ridiculous. I mean, when the bunch of kids get murdered by the soda machine, at that point you're like, all right, maybe we push this concept as far as we can push it. But
I don't remember that scene. I remember Lisa Simpson being annoying as all hell in that movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, it was after a Little League game, and the kids go over to a soda machine, and it just starts launching sodas at them at like 175 miles an hour, and they're all lying on the floor. Like, just take 3 steps to your left, you'll be fine. Don't stand right in front of it. All you had to
They
do.
really wanted that soda. One of these, maybe it'll kill Jimmy there, but then we'll be able to. Then I can see it being so shook up that it just melts their face with the stream. A little extra, and this one died too.
Yeah, you had that scene had a bit of a Final Destination feel. Like the Final Destination movies are maybe the most ridiculous horror movies ever made. Because it's like it's comedy death. It's like death by Three Stooges for every movie. Like whoop 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 and head on a pike. You know.
I didn't see a bunch of those. I remember actually enjoying Final Destination 2. And yeah, others of them, yeah, the fence pike being just so far over and them.
I'm blowing my hair, blowing out my hair next to a tub, a full tub of water. What could possibly happen? Whoa, in the water I go, and the dryer's working. Yeah. So there's nothing scary about Final Destination. I saw the first one and laughed hysterically the entire time.
Then they just kept on going. Once you get something that people will pay money for, like the first Saw movie was a great low budget movie.
Yeah,
2 guys
absolutely.
in a room is most of the movie, and we're just gonna do this every fucking year until people are tired of it.
Right, the mind fucked, and then like the first movie, and then and that the one girl that became the regular part of it, and then another one I can't. She was actually also in The Stand. I think we may have mentioned her not that long ago. She was in The Stand. She was you kind of took over for the Saw guy eventually in those movies. Cute, like redhead. I thought she had dark hair. She was kind of like a meth addict, dark haired chick in those movies. But
she was one of 2 apprentices.
Yeah.
You found he had another apprentice that took out the first apprentice because she didn't live up to Jigsaw's standards.
I remember she was on Opie and Anthony was actively falling in love with her on the show. Like you could hear him blushing and being shy. That's how much she affected him. But yeah, super cute.
I enjoy Anthony's. He was in his Suicide Girl phase, like the goth type lady, and then the newscaster brought him out of that. He was just going for gorgeous ladies after the newscaster and him. That's a fun little saga of her going completely fucking nuts and burning shit of Anthony's and his and his hua.
The Italian chick who did like the traffic in the local news. Yeah, she was. That was some of those stories about that when after they broke up. Oh, by the way, and Luigi Shawnee Smith is who I was talking about. Thank you, Luigi.
Shawnee Smith from the Saw movie. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, super cute. And after Anthony and his girlfriend broke up, he started telling stories about those diet pills she was taking that would make her asshole leak in the middle of the night while she was asleep. So he's like, we'd wake up and it would be like someone smeared a pizza all over the bed because grease was coming out of her asshole while she was
mucusy shitting the bed from her diet pills.
It's awful. Holy shit. I'm thinking about that's it. She was super hot. I'm like, can I make that trade off? We should separate beds. Don't sleep in separate beds. That's all. I'll make that trade. It's good.
I think I could be okay with that if the third input is on the table. If there's going to be stuff leaking out, let me have some fun in there. Anyways,
exactly. Star Chunks just got it. It was a Lestra chips. That's what it was. That was the diet. I think that diet pill got banned eventually.
for a shitty reason too.
Yes, exactly. Oh, man. It's like I really want to lose weight, but do I want to have to plug up my asshole to do it? Shit, I don't know.
Just put a cork in there at night.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
A butt plug, if you will. That's what the new line of butt plug is designed for Olestra chips.
Mm. Jeez. Oh, it's painful. It's just, it's like, oh, I finally met this gorgeous girl. She's so much fun. We like all the same things. She's great in bed. And wait, what the fuck is this? Oh, no, this can't be a thing. No. And of course it is. And decisions have to be made. And the fact that he started revealing that after they broke up was kind of hilarious. But she apparently, she had caught him with a girl in the house, a much younger girl. And she took all the girl stuff and threw it into a bonfire. The girl had like her passport. She couldn't go home. She had her dad's ashes in her
I
bag.
was getting ready to say that. I remember specifically the dad's ashes being burned. For some reason, she's bringing over her dad's ashes while going on a booty call.
Right, yeah, she was from Montreal or something, and then she was from Canada, so she had to get back in her own country. But that was just, the stories were they had to have like a hot. But she took one of Anthony's cars and drove away with it. So they had to do like a hostage exchange to get some of his stuff back and give her stuff back.
It can't give her back her dad. He's been burnt a second time.
Yeah, exactly. Ashes to ashes to ashes. Yeah. Yeah, that's some funny, very funny stories.
That does come with the territory of just an absolutely gorgeous girl. How crazy are you willing to put up with? And I remember her kind of making some overtures to wanting to get back with Anthony, showing that she is completely fucking nuts after going scorched earth. She's ready to start getting in on that scorched land again.
Yeah, I understand. So he messed up one time. He still really loves me. They start getting that idea in their head. It's like, no. Anthony loves Poon. That's what he loves.
Yeah, the lack of confidence in the most gorgeous woman around. Pamela Anderson had the same thing. The Stern Show was talking about how she was hanging out with him and she would get jealous of the strippers that has the guy's attentions. And it's like, well, she's doing stripper stuff, Pamela.
Right, yes.
Of course she has our attention right now.
Right. We're visual creatures, Pamela. That's not a slight to you. Oh God! My ex-girlfriend once we were in an Italian restaurant, and all the girls were wearing these tight pants out as part of their outfits, and Morgan just happened to drop something right off to the side. She bent over to pick it up, and I went. I know better than to do it, but in that moment, you're like, yes. Yeah, and she was very unhappy with listen, we're visual creatures. We're programmed this way. I'm not looking at it and going, okay, I'm gonna go attack that. I'm just noticing it. It's just a notice. If a condor flew through this restaurant right now, I notice it because it's look, there's a condor. Not because I want to eat the condor or spend time with the condor. I'm just noticing the condor. So I'm gonna stop saying condor now. Sorry. For
those who have been playing the condor drinking game, take a break. You're too fucked up this early in the morning.
Sorry about that. For those of you who had condor on your drinking checklist, it fucked you up.
As a crazy person myself, I am attracted to the crazy women, and it is such a fine bell-shaped curve of getting to a certain amount of mental unwellness that it's like, shit. You got the boobs, you got the face. You got the crazy, just a bit outside what I'm looking for there.
Just need a little bit of daddy issues. A little bit of daddy issues. We're golden. Oh, no. She's got daddy issues and a heroin addiction. Crap. Damn it. I'm so close.
That's where I drew the line. I've dabbled in many drugs, and that one... 2020 did a report on heroin high in Westminster, Maryland, my local high school. And see many of people with that. It's like their soul is gone. I'd like to keep my soul with my drugs. Yes. So that's why pot has been around for a while. I may be a dopey pothead when I'm on it, but I keep my soul afterwards.
Yeah, we've all been in that situation where you're at a wedding or at some kind of function, and you strike a conversation with a young lady, attractive, And as the conversation goes on, it becomes more and more obvious that she's out of her fucking mind. And you just start rationalizing. Like, okay, I mean, okay, all right, sure. She keeps tapping the chair 3 times in a row at 5-minute intervals. Okay, that's gonna OCD thing going on. That's okay. Everyone's got little rituals. Okay. She's called me daddy for no reason. 3 different times. I just met her. Okay, that's fine. Wait. Why is she standing on 1 foot and hopping around? Oh fuck, this might be a deal breaker. Yeah, you just start rationalizing. Like, I, how much can I put up with? How much can I tolerate? At least maybe for a night or two, and then you realize that you'll tolerate it for a night or two, and then she's gonna end up showing up at your job, or killing your cat or something horrible. So it's like, maybe this is not the best idea.
I have that same type of mind process of I would really like to go to her place and her not have any idea where I'm at. At that point, she sounds like a hooker where I want out calls. I want in calls only. Don't come to me for an out call. I don't want where I live.
Right. You want that little bit of separation between, the girl and your reality. So, and not with every woman, obviously. Sometimes you meet a wonderful woman, you want to spend time with her, you want to have. But there's that girl that that she kind of understands that it's just a hookup thing. You understand it's kind of a hookup thing, but you're just like, all right, let's meet at a place, meet at a mutual location to keep this as non-real as possible.
You don't do in calls. How about car dates? Is that a thing you'd be into?
Like, wait,
my recommendation for those who may be going down the hooker road, just jerk off to their pictures, and then you save your money, and you're not rolling the STD dice.
Yes, I always tell people, jerk off before making any major expenditures when it comes to being hanging around a woman. You think much more clearly after you've gotten the poison out.
A $55 bareback blowjob sounds like a great deal, but there might be some herpes along with that great deal. No, let me do it myself.
Particularly if you find her number on the back of a Denny's menu. It's like, wait, not this way. Oh, look at this. This is here. Yeah. Maybe you might not be going with the highest quality at that point.
That's the slam I was looking for the whole time. That's to this grand slam.
I gotta come to this Denny's more often. That would be great. I remember like the old days when they had like that. Back in around here, we had the Village Voice. It's before the internet existed, and the Village Voice it was like the hippie newspaper, like the Soho newspaper, if you put that. And if you went in the back, there was nothing but prostitution ads. And this is back when Nimrod was like a wee lad, his teens. He wasn't actually looking to pick up a hooker, but it was funny to look at. It was like, oh, if I did do it though, I would pick this one. This would be the one I pick.
That's kind of me nowadays. When I go to the hooker site, and I'm like, okay, ooh, this fat one has all inputs open. Ooh, but this thin one, she has that BBBJ deal. Hey now, and once again, this entirely is a bad idea. Let me do a little bit of this. Okay, don't want to do it anymore. Fantastic.
There's a fun game I like to play sometimes with the hooker sites where you just like where you play real or fake, like whether it's a fake person or like that one might be real. No, that was definitely fake. That was like this one clearly is on crack. This was probably real. Yeah, so you just start bouncing around like real, fake, maybe. Yeah, it's a fun little way to kill 10 minutes when you're waiting for something to do. So
the fake ads here and somewhere are so blatantly obvious of these Asian ladies. Like there's like 8 Asian women in all of somewhere. They are not here advertising for their hourly rate. This is shenanigans.
Yeah, for sure. I think it was Mega Personals. It's like, you remember when they used to have Backpage and that got raided by the feds? So like it disappeared.
Backpage, the Casual Encounters also got taken down from what was that on? Google, one of those sites.
Yeah, the Mega Personals.
Craigslist Casual Encounter.
Craigslist got hit pretty hard. Yeah, the Mega Personals one is just funny because it's the same kind of setup where you just kind of set your location and scroll through it and you start. And again, I'm in a major city, so there's a lot of ads, and so many of them are like, oh, you have to send me something on Venmo. Like, no, this was a trap. Clearly, all right, let's read the and. But it's funny to look through. Like you'll see them pop up pictures of popular porn stars. I'm like, this is clearly not you. I get that on Facebook a lot too.
Well, out in Los Angeles, Tyla Wynn really was there on the porn site. Her career had winded on down. People didn't want to see her, so she was charging quite the high rates for an hour with Tyla Wynn, AVN winning porn star.
Keisha was doing that for a while. Like she had a website where you could like fly her in and do her. Like, well, I mean, she was still pretty attractive back then. In the latter years of her career, but just if you want to spend $20,000 and fly her to wherever you want to meet her and have her for the weekend, well, the option was there.
The good old Boogie 2988. He wasted a good amount of his. I think he said 6 figures on hookers. He was looking for the hottest, the girlfriend experience. That's where they got you, Boogie. Was you went for the whole girlfriend experience and bought them things, and you just want to pay for 2 hours at a time at most.
Exactly. Yeah, so that's a fun little thing, just to sit there, not to actually participate in said activity, but at least be like try to see if you're smart enough to figure out who's bullshit and what's an actual real person.
The mother-daughter team here on the hooker site,
I've seen that.
They are piquing my interest. They do look real. They don't look like that gorgeous mother-daughter team. They appear to be more of the average-looking mother-daughter team.
More of the meth.
That I'm like, it's worth it. No, bad, not worth it.
Let me just go take care of this for a second, okay? And this is a bad idea. Awesome.
Vegas, of course, they're just everywhere. That is where I opened up the hooker can. Was that I met a lady at a bar, Rebar to be exact. It is at the end of Antique Alley, both a bar and an antique shop. Every single thing is for sale. This seat you're sitting in, this crazy mug, all the shit's for sale. But I met a lady there one night. She had a white trash name. She was very high on the white trash hotness, and it was like for some reason I didn't go home with her that night, but it was like, I'll meet you here tomorrow. I can't wait to see you. She was like so overly excited to see me. I'll be here after I get off work at 5, or I can meet you here at 2:30. And I'm like, she's really into it. All right. I come there with my boner. I've got the tee ball all ready to hit off the tee, and say hi to her. She looks at me blankly. Hello? In a complete blackout the night before.
Oh my God.
I actually started having the same conversations with her. It was kind of on easy mode, like, all right, I'm getting this set up again. But she had a gaggle of dicks surrounding her at that point that I would have to compete with. Oh, yes. And the coming there several hours earlier, she's a raging alcoholic. So she got a break from work, came over to the bar, took 3 shots, went back to work, then came back there. So, when she left with a gaggle of dicks and like, oh, you want to tag along? I'm going to go this way. So that's where someone, hey, honey, you looking for a date? Yes, I am. You caught me at the exact right point for this date night.
Right, I am ready to get laid, and you're here. So let's go.
My dick was ready for an easy lay. Okay, hit my wallet a little bit more than I wanted to. You're in. I'm down. And the can was open at that point. So the next day when there was a hooker just down by the slot machines, I was like, I don't need to go anywhere. Come on up.
Slot machine. Heh.
Vegas got me good on that one.
My favorite awful luck with women story. My cousin, a female cousin, she tried to set me up with a friend of hers, and she goes, "Well, we're gonna be hanging out with some people at my place. Just come over. You can talk to her, see if you like her." So they went over, talked to her. Let's call her Monica for whatever reason. Monica popped into my head. Very sweet girl, funny as fuck, super cute. And like, oh well, okay, this is actually might be something to look into. So we talked about it, and she was like, "Listen, I'm working tomorrow at this bar restaurant. Come by. We'll after we'll have a drink after. We can just chill out and talk more. But there's not people around. Cool, awesome. Okay, so I go there the next day. Get there. waiting. She's like a hostess, but she never comes over. And I'm like, hey, what's up? So suddenly it's getting near closing time. She's like, oh, you're here. I didn't know you were here. I said, yeah, I told the guy. He goes, oh yeah, I meant like to come by while I was here, we drink. We'd have like a drink together, and then because I have to go out of town for the weekend. I'm going back to Pennsylvania to see my family. Like, fuck, that sucks. All right, so it's like a quick drink, had a bit of a talk. Again, super cool. I'm totally excited about this person. So go home. And like, okay, so we exchanged numbers. Like, give me a call when you're back from the weekend. Don't hear anything from her. So I'm like, all right, I guess. Yeah. So my cousin Diana calls me, and she's like, hey, yeah, remember Monica? She's like, yeah, she got married this weekend. Like, what? Yeah, she went home. She ran into a guy that was like her best friend in high school. He told her he was always in love with her. She said she fell for him, and they went and got married that fucking weekend. I'm like, oh, fuck you. The fuck is this bullshit? Anyways, the long one, obviously, I dodged up over that she was insane enough to get married in a weekend. So it's probably
from someone she hadn't seen in a decade plus.
Exactly. It's like, this is bullshit. But yeah, that's usually how it works out for me. So
you using the name Monica does take me back to porn and Monica Sweetheart from back in the day.
Yes, very lovely lady.
Good stuff.
Really have to get him to get his head out of the shot. Like, he's annoying me now.
That big old head is
giant head
in there every so often.
Yeah, it's such a. He's basically my little percher is a throw pillow on top of a snack table, so it'll wobble a little bit here and there. So every once in a while, he's got to readjust it to keep me from falling down. That's my UN slave.
Do not fall down like Michael Douglas. Careful of that.
Every effort. Only one time this thing collapsed, and that was the other thing he learned to do. Like the first couple of shows he did, he was just holding me up, like without any kind of support. And that, oh god, that was painful. It's like we need to figure something else out. I'm like, okay, snack table, pillow, done. We're ready to go.
Bam, got the armrest all made up. A few things thrown together.
Absolutely. Get over it.
Thanks for talking a lot of perv talk with me today,
always a joy.
I should have known this is how our conversation was going to go. Just a movie talk into pervy talk.
Our Catch-22 appearance would kind of laid the groundwork for this. That's how it went when we were on there together. So, not Catch-22, Lunchbox, not Catch-22. I got the wrong show.
You did have the good idea. You gave me the Iggy beforehand. Hey, let's just talk filthy, dirty sex and porn and see how long it takes Electra to stop us.
Like, can you guys talk about anything else, please? Yeah, it was fun.
She went along with it for quite a while before she tried to get us away.
Yeah, she was a trooper up until a point where she's like, can we, talk about, other movies that don't involve fucking?
Well, we could, but then we won't get into the good years of Girlvert.
Yeah, we're just on volume 2 here. Come on.
The first Girlvert you can skip. That didn't have Ashley Blue. The woman playing the Girlvert, she just didn't have it. Where Ashley Blue, she stuck around for like 24 films.
She made the commitment and she kept it. But yeah, dude, thank you so much for bringing me on. I've been looking forward to doing this for a while. So this was a lot of fun. I look forward to you being on Movies with Tooke with us in a couple of weeks. It's going to be awesome.
Absolutely. I had fun getting to the pervy talk. I do veer that way more than I intend to. It's just my personality.
Yeah, we're gentlemen pervs. We're gentlemen pervs.
The gentleman pervert. We will be remaking that classic lost Charlie Chaplin short film coming up in the near future.
Yes, that is something to. This black and white stop, like super fast motion film. Fantastic.
And definitely looking forward to seeing that Robert Zadar classic Maniac Cop 3 coming up in a couple of weeks. What's coming up on this week with Movies with Tooke?
This week we're doing a double feature because we spun the wheel of movie pick this and landed on. It's called Dead Space Downfall. It's an animated short movie. Based on the video game about a bunch of creatures coming to life and ripping astronauts to shreds. So since that was a short version, we're going to do a double feature this Sunday with the Monday holiday being Columbus Day, and we're going to watch. We did another spin and it landed on Pet Sematary, the original. So it's going to be the Downfall movie, Dead Space Downfall, and then Pet Sematary. So that should be fun. Yeah, and what we do is
is Sawa.
The creepy ass. I'm gonna play with you. Fuck off, you little creepy shit. But yeah, so that'll start at 6 o'clock on the Bobby at Bobby Nick 1978 on YouTube, and then at 6:30 we switch over to Rumble on the Bobby Nick Show. So that's get go. God damn you, I hate you, but you keep getting in the way. But yes, it's actually been a lot of fun. We've been getting decent amounts of people watching. We've had anywhere like between 30 and 60 people at times watching, which for for our show is pretty decent. And it's fun. The chat is awesome. The chat is just every bit as funny as we are. They bring a lot to the table. It's a lot of fun. So
I have a lot of fun
check it out.
with the chats in this universe. A lot of fun, beloved chatters.
Yes. Yeah.
Annie O'Rien sneaking in a plug for Dead Space on What's This Game. Going to be revisiting that coming up soon. Unfortunately, I won't be able to join. I'm a Switch only at this point. So very fun game. Star Chunksta is suggesting nothing but trouble there on the movie with 2K.
I gotta look at it. I remember the movie. I gotta look it up though. It's been a while since. Yeah,
it's a very
so many
bizarre
cool
movie. Dan Aykroyd, I think his only directorial movie, because he blew so much of the studio's money on such a big bomb. They were like, never again, Dan. Get back to the acting role. You cannot direct again.
Like, you're good at being goofy. You're not good at being a director. Know your lane.
And that's what everyone wants to do. They want to do the other thing. Arnold Schwarzenegger, they got him on Tales from the Crypt because he wanted to direct an episode. And they got him to shoot himself in the wraparound segment. And he was the biggest star on the planet. So, sure, you can direct a movie. Just show up on camera for a couple of minutes.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot something else that people might be interested. I don't know if you guys know Scott Fitzpatrick. He's on BF Bobby Fran's show. He's on our shows, with No Filter and Lunatic Lounge. But he is deathly afraid of The Exorcist. Like he watches it and feels like he's being possessed, like he feels physically ill. So of course we're going to make him watch it, and we're doing that tonight on what is it? On No Filter with Andrew and Friends Rumble channel. And we're going to start on YouTube and again switch over to Rumble. But it's going to be fun. We're making not only making you watch it with us, we're all going to be in the dark when we watch it. We're all shutting our lights off. So
Spooky will be there.
Yes, Spooky will be watching the movie. And we're going to be watching Scott. Most of us are going to be watching the movie to see if he just loses it. So that'll be just, the best way to deal with trauma is to force you to deal with your trauma. I think that's what they say, right? I don't know, but it should be fun regardless. So that'll be the 7 o'clock tonight, 8 o'clock movie starts.
Uncle Jack with a traumatic movie suggestion. That one gave me nightmares. I Spit on Your Grave. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's like I said, Uncle Jack's responsible for my watching of the 1992 sci-fi movie.
So yeah, you folks can look up that 1992 sci-fi movie. We cannot repeat that name here. We could in 1999. We are not 1999 man anymore.
I get away with it on our show by doing it with a heavy Swedish accent. Norwegian, but maybe it's a Norwegian movie. They did it in Norway, so just I hit it with the heavy Norwegian accent. And I get away with it, but I'm not going to try that here. But it's bad.
So that's what's coming up with 2K. Check them out tonight on Rumble. That little YouTube intro to help, because we're all over here on the on YouTube. We need to migrate over there as YouTube is being meaner to us as of late.
Yeah, it's much less restrictive. You can definitely do a lot. You can say words that will get you in a lot of trouble here. So it works out nice. It's fun.
Bundle of sticks. I
Exactly.
I forget how many episodes I was saying the actual word for bundle of sticks before I realized, I have to go. I have to go like radio talk with that one. I can't say that word. Even the Revenge of the Sis clips channel is taking out that word.
I think that there's a guy in our chat named Kip Smith, and he is in charge of spotting the fagoots. I go fagoots. So he'll be like, there's a guy in a cabin. He's the cabin fagoot. So it's become his official job title to be the guy who spots him in the movies. So fantastic. Yeah, he's fun. He's actually a very funny guy. So I'm glad that he's there. But again, the chatters really bring so much to what's going on in the show. So especially in that kind of environment where you're watching something and goofing on it.
yeah, having that experience of a shitty movie together, like that's a new a variant of watching a shitty movie with your buddies, watching a shitty movie with the chat.
Exactly. I always wondered if Mystery Science Theater had a chat. What that would have been like. Yeah. I used to love that. One of my favorite shows ever. I love mystery. This to me is like my chance to do like a Mystery Science Theater type thing, which I love. So it's like it's so much fun.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that. I might one day break out my Red Letter Media Best of the Worst inspired show. That's the one that I especially like even more than the Mystery Science Theater is the discussion on these shitty, terrible movies.
Yeah, it's really fun to post. Either take apart a movie during or after. Even after is fun too. Yeah, why are we doing that? I remember I saw Terminator 2, and I unintentionally ruined the movie with my friends for the next 2 hours after we saw it for all the shit that was wrong with it and should have happened. Yeah, when they destroyed this, they should have disappeared. The whole time paradox thing, So.
Yeah, in the moment, it just time travel in general. You can point out, well, that's bullshit. That's bullshit.
Right.
Even Back to the Future. What the fuck was up with future Biff showing up to the same timeline that our Doc and Marty were in? Shenanigans.
Right. Yeah, it's the whole time paradox. Like if you go back in time and kill your grandfather, you never would have been born. Which means you never would have gone back in time to kill your grandfather. Which means you would have been born. Which means you would have gone back in time to kill. It's the whole time paradox. Like my head hurts. I don't want to think about this anymore.
Well, once again, thanks for joining
Thank you so
Tooke.
much.
I'm going to sign off for realsies this time. Check out Cut of the Jib, Movies with Tooke, No Filter with Andrew, Wendy Pack. Tooke is all over the place.
Yes, I'm doing this way too much. It's fun though. Thank you again, Dylan. This was awesome. I hope I can come back again and hang out with you some more. This is great.
Absolutely. This was a fun time. Maybe a porno review show,
Ooh.
a hooker review show. We'll figure out how to put our perviness to good use.
Yes.
And a thanks to all you in the chat for joining. And be sure to join here tomorrow. Spurg Snake and I will be discussing season 1 of Tales from the Crypt. Big thanks once more to 2K. And now feel free to go away.
Well, it looks like that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for going on this adventure with me. It's fun being with friends. I'll see you next time. Bye now.
Bye for now.
Toodaloo. Au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen. Ciao. Ding dao day.
Places all join hands, circle left. Now circle right and listen to me. LS, MFT. Elementary corners like swinging on a gate. To right, dear honey, with the right to left date. Grand right and left, around you go. Lucky strike means fine tobacco. Meet your honey and give her a whirl. All swing around with the little girl. Smoke 'em, then you'll see. LS, MFT. Promenade and don't you fall. Promenade around the hall. Lucky strike is first again with tobacco men. Promenade straight down the pike. It's time right now for a lucky strike. Yes, for smoking that you're bound to like, you just can't beat a lucky strike.